Hello there, what's going on everybody? It's JB here with another exciting, another gripping episode, we would think, of the FIFA 18 Burnley career mode. And it's League Cup Semi Final day. We're at Turf Moor for this one, and we play Championship side Reading in the semi-finals. It's an unbelievable achievement from both sides to get there. The lowest ranked team against the highest ranked team, and this is our main feature of episode number 30, I think, of this career mode. I'm not sure, but anyway, here we go to Turf Moor. Reading, we're going to be tough. Let's see how Burnley got on in this first leg. And a warm good evening from Turf Moor as the Clarets of Burnley look to try and get through to Wembley for the first major cup final of the season. The winners in this play, the winners of the other semi-final, which is 2-2 at the moment between Watford and Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace with 2 away goals, incidentally, last night. But Danny Ings is one player that Reading will have to watch. 2 goals in his previous game. That was the FA Cup third round against Swansea up at the Liberty Stadium. It's a cold, bitter night here in East Lancashire. Turf Moor surrounded by hills and everything. And Burnley makes several changes. Back comes Shawcross, Coke, Defoe and Wood. In fact, Wood drops to the bench. So Shawcross, Defoe and Coke all come back. Otherwise it is the same team. What about Reading? Under the guidance of former Manchester United and Ajax defender Jaap Stam. Done a magnificent performance so far to get to the semi-finals. They're doing a decent side in the Championship. Always performing well above expectations, Reading. And they've got some very good players in that team. Very experienced guys like Chris Gunter and Paul McShane. Bovarsson, the Iceland international, could be the man to watch in the midfield. Watch out for Evans and Van der Berg, 2 holding midfielders that could cause a lot of problems. And Obita and Gunter will run right on the wings, and so will Sami Aluko. So it's a tense semi-final, 2 legs of course, nothing to be decided here at Turf Moor tonight. The second leg in fact comes in a couple of weeks to get the Majeski. Portieni is the referee, and it's Reading in the blue and white hoops, I should say, to get us underway. Burnley in claret and blue. Reading are going to go from left to right, Burnley right to left. So this second leg of this second semi-final, the Carabao Cup, is underway. Remember, Watford and Palace drew 2-2 last night, and who will come out on top here? This is Evans to Bovarsson, and Gudmundsson intercepts. Well, rather, here's a chance now for Bovarsson. He's through. Bovarsson straight at Tom Heaton, and an early showing sign there for Burnley. Incidentally, it was Sher I was referring to earlier, and not Gudmundsson. Here's a chance here. Oh, and over the top. Well, Bovarsson has had 2 outstanding opportunities now for the Royals, and has missed both of them. Should have kept that down. And the Clarets here just struggling a little bit to come to terms with this. 20 minutes, which has largely been in the main dominated by Reading. Here's Danny Welbeck! Yes! Big goal in the semi-final! Danny Welbeck scored the first goal, and it's gone down to Burnley, possibly against the run of play, but who cares? Burnley are in front. Beautifully weighted through ball, and in came Danny Welbeck. 2 goals in 2 games for him. An important moment this in the season, this for the Clarets. Smashing goal into the far corner, and the goalkeeper did not have a price as soon as the ball was struck. Big goal for Burnley. They've been up against it for most of it, but Danny Welbeck has sort of put the world to rights as far as the Clarets were concerned. 1-0, 22 minutes gone, and it was a big moment in the game really, because Burnley needed that. They really did need that. And that will really give them a real shot in the arm. But here's Behrens now for Reading, the Championship side, who have so far not performed too badly. But here's Welbeck, he's through again. Danny Welbeck for Burnley. It could be 2. Good save. And Manoni has kept Reading in this tie. A second Burnley goal, and Reading would have been right up against it here for the rest of the first leg. But Vito Manoni point out all the stops. And here's a chance now for Aluko on the far side. It'll break for Chris Gunter here, the Welsh international. In towards Van der Berg. It's 1-1. Away goal for Reading. And you have to say, they probably deserved it on balance. They've created a couple of opportunities here, Reading. And they've been very lively in this first leg. and Vandenberg has just slotted it in with his right foot beyond Tom Heaton, and all of a sudden Burnley's lead has been lost, and Reading here have got themselves, dare I say, the priceless away goal, and the Clarets have been pegged back right on the stroke of half time by Joey Vandenberg. 1-1. Oh, what a time to concede. That's an awful time for Burnley to let a goal in that value. And here's Shirley now at the other end. Burnley look to try. Oh, it is Ings! Could he put the 2-1 up? Ings! What an end to this first half! It's been a thrilling first leg in this semi-final, hasn't it? Reading equalised. And then a minute later, when Turf Moor was silent, they are now jumping again. Shirley with a lovely ball in, and Reading had not even stopped congratulating themselves when Ings came through, got one-on-one with Manoni and smashes it in. There's an old phrase in football, all's vulnerable when you've just scored, and Reading have just proved that theory once again. Danny Ings, a goal when he needed it most. Is his 5th goal in the Carabao competition this season, an important one that, right at the knockings of the first half, because Reading would have been a lot more confident if it had gone in at 1-1 as opposed to 2-1 down, but they'll still feel confident even with because the away goal could count double if it was to end that way. But Burnley have overall control in the first leg. 2-1 up. Goals from Welbeck and Ings. Vandenberg with the equaliser in between for Reading. It's a decent semi-final first leg. Burnley are edging it at half-time by 2-1. And a warm welcome back to a very cold Turf Moor as we get this second half underway. No changes incidentally from either side, as Burnley look to try and establish a 2-goal buffer here, which would really put clear down between themselves and Reading. Here's Ings. Danny Ings, good save, Manoni, turning it away for a corner. And that would have settled the issue there and then. Ings got it on that frame, Mr. Watford, and it was just curling away a little bit. Manoni had to pull off his stretch Armstrong routine to tip that one away. He's played well tonight, Vito Manoni, I have to say. Burnley have a corner. Stephen Defoe to take. In towards the penalty area. Shirley was jumping. So too was Shawcross. Out as far as Trippier. Now Defoe. Back to Shawcross once again. There's a Reading player lined up. Ings! What a goal! What a super goal by Danny Ings! 2 for him, 3 for Burnley, and 3-1 they lead in this semi-final. One touch of control and then bang! With his right foot. Manoni never stood a chance. He was in from the moment it left his foot. Magnificent. You can't get much better than that. What excitement here in this first leg at Turf Moor. 3-1 to Burnley, and Danny Ings has 2. Kelly, Biama and Carrigan all on now for Podvalson, certainly Evans. I don't know who else it was, but Burnley now 3-1 ahead, and Jeff Emerick coming off, and Stephen Defoe about to come on. He's done well tonight, and he's been saved for future battles. 73 minutes gone. Here's Behrens. Oh, it's Behrens. Danger here. Behrens 3-2. Oh, this tie's not over yet. Maybe we wrote the orbits on Reading a little too early. Behrens has made it 3-2, and they have 2 away goals in the pouch. Poor defending there by Trippier, and from the moment Behrens got through, there was only going to be one winner. Tom Heaton, well, it was a swerve on the ball that did Heaton. No blame attached to the Burnley keeper at all. And Reading out of nothing are back in this cup tie in this semi-final. I'll tell you what, if it ends this way, they'll take that, Roy Behrens and co. 3-2 now. Burnley really needed to establish a 2-goal buffer again, because at the moment they're... Oh, and it's more! And it wouldn't fall for Aluko. And Burnley scramble it away. Here's Ings. Welbeck beaten to it by Bakuna. Now Moore. Yaoi. Moore. Valoria making a good run. This is Gunter to Bakuna. Can't find Sonny Aluko that time. Henrik. 4 minutes to go. Burnley looking to try and score a 4th, which would give them a little bit more breathing space going to the second leg down in Berkshire in a couple of weeks' time at the Majeski Stadium. Moore to Gunter. Reading really going for this third goal here, and they might just do it. Camagant. Oh, and Heaton having to palm that one away to corner to Reading. We're into 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of a really good first leg here at Turf Moor. And there's still maybe a little bit more drama to come. Roy Behrens to take the corner for Reading. What a dramatic finish. Behrens' corner in towards the penalty area. Headed out. In fact, the goalkeeper's well out of his goal. And here's Danny Ings now trying to chip the goalkeeper, maybe. Danny Ings still might go. Manoni's still out of his ground. Ings goes for goal. And he's in the post, would you believe it? Off the inside of the post and away. And there goes the whistle. Oh my days. What a game. What a semi-final first leg. 2 for Ings, 1 for Welbeck. Behrens and Vandenberg for Reading. 2 away goals. They'll take 3-2 if it was offered them at the start. Great performance from both teams, and I tell you what, it sets the second leg up in a couple of weeks' time down in Berkshire superbly. Full time here after a rip-roaring, short-stopping first leg of the Carabao Cup Semi Final. It's finished Burnley 3, Reading 2. Well, it was an amazing first leg, I have to say. A great football, and Reading played their part. 3-2, Burnley lead off in the first leg, but 2 away goals. They'll be slightly concerned. So you think Reading have still got half a chance in the second leg, I think. Win 1-0, that's it. Burnley will go out on away goals. But they only count double after extra time, so still a long way to go yet in the game. If Burnley were to get their nose in front, then it could still be all good again. But Reading didn't have to give us a scare tonight. As I said, the other semi-final between Watford and Palace finished 2-2. So all to play for really on the 23rd and 24th between these two sides, and Palace and Watford and Reading and Burnley, both at Selhurst Park and the Majeski Stadium respectively. But that brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you very much enjoyed the 30th episode of this Burnley Career Mode. Our 31st episode comes from Selhurst Park, incidentally, where one of the League Cup semi-finalists, Crystal Palace, take on the Clarets next time out. Join us for that if you can. For me, JB, hope you've enjoyed this particular episode, and we'll see you for the next episode against Crystal Palace very soon. Take care. Bye bye. Hope you've enjoyed. Ta-ra.